All right, people, we got book number 12 on my 52 book challenge, which was The Go Giver by Bob Berg and John David Mann. This one, again, you can see not very big, super fast. Me and my fiance read this in an afternoon. It's only about 122 pages, but super, super good. All these laws are huge. Like, if you apply these to everyday life, you are the success. Like it says, 5 laws to stratospheric success. It's going to happen. So, this one was super good. Loved it. There are 5 main laws that he talks about in this book. We will go through them one at a time here. So the first one is the law of value, which is that your true worth is determined by how much more you can give in value than you make or take in payment. Okay? So in other words here, what we're saying is instead of asking, like whenever you're thinking of making a service or creating a product, instead of asking yourself, will this make money? Your first question should be, will this serve people? Okay? So we're always thinking about how do we provide value to other people instead of simply how do I make a quick buck off this. And then the goal, as he says there, should be to exceed people's expectations. So you're trying to give more value than you're charging for something, right? Because I think I talked about this in another book. Money is just an exchange of value. So people aren't going to give you the money if they don't think it's worth it, right? If they don't see the value in it. They're giving you the money because they think that what they're getting is worth more than what they're giving you. So you always want to or give more value, and then that's the first law of stratospheric success right there. Law number 2, the law of compensation. So your income is determined by how many people you serve and how well you serve them. So in other words, this one's pretty straightforward. If you want more success, find a way to serve more people. So there are lots of problems and lots of issues that are currently being solved by super successful people. And if the problem is big enough and you can serve enough people, they become super successful, right? Think of what people like Jeff Bezos have been able to do with Amazon, right? Making everything super accessible to people. He saw a need, fixed it, solved it, boom, richest man in the world. I mean, it's more complicated than that, but that's when you break it down to something super, super simple. You got to find a need and find a way to serve as many people as you can and serve them well. Law number 3 is the law of influence. Your influence is determined by how abundantly you place other people's interests first. So, in other words, most people probably think that money and great achievements, right, that sort of thing, they think that that is what creates influence, when in fact, it's actually the influence that leads to those other big successes, or what we view as success in current society. But when you place those other people's interests first, you're actually taking care of your own interests at the same time. Because when you provide them the value, you place their interests first, they may compensate you, right, with some form of payment. Your need to, maybe you feel like your drive or your passion is to serve people, to help people in whatever area of life. When you place their interests first, you're feeling that need as well to serve and to help. So, making sure that you're taking care of your people and serving them well. That kind of ties into the last point as well. Law number 4 was the law of authenticity. So make sure that you are being yourself. The most valuable gift you have to offer is yourself. So they used the example in here of a real estate agent who basically learned every type of sales strategy that she possibly could, and she wasn't closing deals. She pitched every single type of strategy that she could to every single person that came in. It wasn't working. You can know all of this technical stuff, like as a coach, for example, I can know all the physiology, all the anatomy I want, but if I can't be myself or relay that information in a personable way, then you're going to have trouble, right? So learn skills, of course. It's important to keep learning skills and developing yourself, but you definitely at the same time want to make sure that you are still being true to you. Final law, the law of receptivity. So here, the key to effective giving is to stay open to receiving. So this was actually a really, obviously if you give, someone has to receive or be willing to receive, but didn't think of this one in this way until reading this book, which is amazing. So every giving can only happen because there's also receiving. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. For example, in the world, right, we breathe in oxygen, we breathe out CO2. Trees take in that CO2 and produce oxygen, right? A lot of times people maybe see like really, really good people, or they think they're super good people, and they see them giving all the time, which is great. But in order to reach for success, you also need to be willing to have people give to you. If you aren't open to receiving someone else's service or whatnot, you're denying that person the right to give, which we all know how great giving feels, right? On Christmas Day or whatever. The more of the excitement now as we get older. Maybe when you're younger, it's more about receiving, but as you get older, you get more excited almost, and you feel better about the gift that you've given somebody. So if you refuse that gift, you're denying that person that amazing feeling, right? And that obviously doesn't feel super good. So all of the giving in the world won't bring you the results that you want. You can give, but you also must be open to receiving. So that is book number 12, The Go-Giver. Like I said, super amazing. Links are going to be down below, super short and actionable, just like the last one that I read. What was that? Eat That Frog. Super short, super actionable. Flew through those two. Slowly catching up on all the books I've got. Next one, wow, was also super, super good. This is the next one I'll be going over, talking about 11 changes that every leader must embrace. So I'm getting into some leadership books now, trying to become better leader, better person. Yeah. Links are all below if you want to check them out through Amazon. I just talked about Jeff Bezos. You'll get them. We'll support him, I guess. It's just the easiest way to get them, but if you get them anywhere else, that's great too. Just start reading. I think a good quote, not all readers are leaders, but all leaders are readers. So get out there, start reading some stuff, and doesn't matter what it is, pick it up and start implementing whatever you're reading. Let's do it.